Hello, Leo. So nice to see you. We are talking. We are talking about you and me. With who? I don't know. I'm talking to you about Aquarius Pluto and what is going on for these coming few years. It's like 20, 21 years of absolute debt and debt collection for quite a few of us. But there is going to be quite a lot of summer and hope and beaches and happiness. And also, there's going to be infections and there's going to be hardship and potential early departure for certain Leos if they're not careful and if they're not wise. So the idea basically is to keep you together while you're going through something. If you're, for example, drinking a lot, just an example, if you like to drink alcohol, keeping it together is going to be really hard, and it's going to be a little bit of a psychotic ride for about 3 years, the first 3 years of Pluto transit Aquarius. If you can't get your head around things, if you can't walk properly, if you can't talk properly, be unafraid of that. If you are somebody who is losing their mind or losing their mobility or their strategy or center, you have to know that also any person that has a lot of Leo, not just that, that has a lot to think about sometimes might start to lose their assertiveness and they might scatter. So Aquarius is going to make power, energy scatter and go in different places, different people's pockets. Like somebody else might be getting paid more than you for like what you could have done. People are going to forget you. People are going to also push you under. Maybe there's going to be a lot of letters in your inbox. Maybe there's going to be a left behind feeling and not being able to control anything. So if you can imagine, you have like all these platters. You're like a waiter and you have like one on your head and like 3 on this arm and 2 on the other arm, and you're trying to service a whole restaurant of people. That's how I'm seeing it for you guys. So the whole part that I'm trying to play for you here is a personable person, yeah, kind of a teacher, I suppose, in a way, or a guide, to try and let you be and not push your energy through. If you, for example, are prone to getting scattered and sort of smushed behind things, if you get spread like butter on toast, if you are a little bit too spreadable at the moment, for example, you have way too many friends, you have way too many countries to go to, you have way too many people that are waiting for you, you have way too many bags, you have kids and you got bills and you got your woman and she doesn't know what she's doing and her mother doesn't like you, you know, like all of that kind of stuff. It's very, very important to start to get strong. The worst case scenario is, you could be in hospital, you could be spread between people, people wheeling you around, people trying to make sense out of you, people having to drive you places, people having to spend their money to help you, or people having to teach you in certain ways. So the unable or disabled Leo is a very, very hard site, especially if that never had to be. So making you the most powerful, normal, sentimental, critical person is very important. Cognitive function, cognitive behavior, trying to get strong, try to get upright, trying to get up out of bed early, trying to walk it out, walking on your feet, you know, like doing some yoga, maybe even some tantra, some kundalini stuff. I don't know what you guys are into. Sometimes it's some more exotic stuff that gets you doing stuff rather than, you know, normal, like getting by. That's okay. So the worst stuff that can happen is usually in the mind. There's cognitive behavior issue. Also, there could be brain tumors, brain issues for people that have quite a lot going on, and also people that feel pathetic. It's like, I feel so crazy. Like, I could have died in that car accident. How could I forget to switch off my phone? Or like, I feel so crazy, I had so many bills come in and I forgot to pay them, and then I forgot what day it was, and then I had like all these debts, and so we want to basically get you through. If you've always been a little bit like that, and if there was always a little bit of scatter and a mess in your life, in your home, in your body, we have to somehow put you into the driver's seat of life without having any problems. But people might get you very well. Also, I think there's a lot of nurses and standby people kind of like strategically aligned to probably any single Leo out there, but there's also going to be a question mark, and I think there's going to be a lot of karma that you have to face. Maybe you've made somebody go too far with you and then you left them alone. Maybe somebody disappeared in your life. Maybe you had a fight with somebody. So it's almost like a face staring at you asking, when are you going to help me? When are you going to help me? So I feel that it's important to see that for you guys, for you Leos, if you have not been helped, and also if you are not helping somebody, or if you've not been helpful, for example, having a woman or like a man in your life and then kicking them out to the street, you know, after a fight, or not being helpful to your relatives, not giving any money or help to your parents, not being thankful, not being very well guided. And here is where the bulletproof stuff is. If you were ever a helpful person, if you've ever really tried to be there for somebody, if you have saved money also, if you've been assertive, if you've been successful, that's going to start to really grow. And we have to also understand what is the root of that. So, for example, you've been making money from unusual means, like say you've been making distraction, or like say you have been telling people the false things. That's going to start to eventually evolve into like a negative or aggressive cycle during this time. You know, so Leo is the opposite sign of Aquarius also. So if you have like Sun and Leo, your Earth would naturally be in Aquarius, opposite sign. So it's very, very hard for you guys, even for moons in Leo, ascendants, sometimes, It's a difficult time. But there's going to be a way that people pay and people give you worth if you've also been worthy. So you're going to get quite a lot of payout. So, sorry, uncomfortable. Find it funny to sit sometimes. Okay, yeah. So sometimes people might get you quite a lot of money also for what you've done before. For example, you have previously published a book that is only going to be selling like, I don't know, a few years after you've published it. Maybe you have made some money off something, you've made a profit. There's also going to be not necessarily debts, but some kind of openings during this time, especially the first 3 or 4 years, where people just are stretching out and just like, hey, look, I haven't been good to you. Here, take this back. If you deserve it, and if it's real for you at the time, or is it going to be like, hey, great idea. I really want to help you, but sorry, I'm on a phone right now, or I can't get to you right now. So also understand where that has happened already in your life. A person was more than able to support you or fund you or be there for you, and they were just basically on the phone. They were with their friends. They were absolutely not interested, and eventually maybe they also went away. Also understanding why these people work for you in a way. Try not to respect them so much. Sometimes a Leo respects a person more that doesn't like them around. And sometimes you might like a person less. It's more important to see what for. Like maybe that is not the tribe that you need, and also maybe they're not interested in what you've actually gone through or what you're going through. And yes, I do agree, unconditional love and acceptance is exactly what we all need in the world today, but there are lots of people that won't be able to afford that light. And the reason is because they've been a part of the wrong system, the wrong family system, the wrong family of friends. They've immigrated countries and they found themselves in places that they didn't understand or didn't want to belong to, or they couldn't belong to. Immigration is hard like that, being around people, and it's not negative behavior, it's just people don't value you, or you don't trust yourself or who they are in the story. So that mismatch and that lack of kindness with people isn't important. I feel that you're basically trying to come to a sense of truth. Real hurt might surface, but also with real pain comes real truth and real joy and real life and like huge human feelings. And I think that for the next like 6 years, like from 2023 till 2026 is that first stage of development, and then from 2026 till about 2029 there's going to be so many friends and godly people, and you'll be like, yes, that's my person, or like, yes, that is the love I deserve, that is the truth of my future, that is the hero that I am, you know, this is the way that I love, or this is the way, you know, this is the way that life is. So that's going to be very, I suppose, hard for me also. I understand what's going to happen then. It's very, very hard. It's going to be probably very hard for certain Leos to come to terms with what they've always been. and who they've always been alike to, or who they've always been in alignment of. Unless they take care of it now, basically, you'll just like be fine with things, you know. So I think that there's quite a lot of work done with you, and there's quite a lot of maybe parties to go to and a lot of things to do. I think that it's not really to do with party behavior right now. If you have a lot of party streak, there could be energetic or physical parasites. If you are looking to party, if you want to gig, if you want to be around others, it usually has a certain type of infectious side. Wanting to be infectious to other people usually means that you are yourself with an infection. And that might be a biological, energetic, or soul level infection. Yeah. So this is coming from an ex-party person as well. If you want, you can tell other people what is hurting, what is wrong. Not a lot of people know this, but quite a lot of bohemian people and people that want to be seen or thought of as goddesses and gods, and they want to be respected and they want to be noticed for their talents or for their worth. Not every single person. This depends on your family system and how you got brought up. Most of these people don't really know anything. They don't know what's hurting, and they're basically screaming or trying to get some attention for something that they still don't know how to get out of their body or how to get out of their soul. This is not to say that it is not hopeful and probable for people, but it is a very lucky and very, very unique person that usually is the bard or the party goer or the person who actually needs to exploit the world of people for something that they want. So, for example, a person who's an actor, exploitative energy. Sorry, did I go there too fast? Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Something I'm learning too. A person who's, for example, a famous person and who really wanted all their life to be famous. Like, I want to be a famous star, or since their 20s or teens or even their 40s, like a sudden burst of need to be famed usually leads to a spiritual or mental disease and can sometimes have a certain physical element. And I'm not telling you anything, but I know that for me, for my body, after I've dealt with a certain virus that was trapped in my body, and I now like, yeah, I will have a long way to go, but I understand how, like, for example, certain growths work in the body. I've stopped that cycle of wishing to be successful in the eye of other people. So I will just tell you a little bit. If you are somebody who's really, really egocentric and looking for growth, like, I want to have this huge body of people looking at me, and I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Not many people know this, but this comes from a physiological, biological disease, and a lot of people that are martyr enough. Sorry, don't like it? Okay, sorry. We're like gonna crack the whole world with you, aren't we? That's good, yeah. Quite a lot of people that are going out there and that have a martyr syndrome, like say they want to be a social, psychological, I don't know, like music business martyr, anything, and they're feeling like they really have to go there and they have to, it's like it's either fame or nothing, it's either fame. Quite many people have a certain type of biological or energetic disfigurement. And it's not that everybody wants to be like them. It's like the support they need from the body of people is kind of like a constant support that like a cancer cell would need. So also people that want to be in chaos, want to cause other people ruckus. And I do understand maybe your need for success based on certain culture, like say American culture. Not just. Every culture has created their superstars. People love the superstar. But it's not at the moment probably based on the family man or the woman of the house. It's not necessarily of the house. The person of the community, it's not really liked. They want something big and they want something with wings and horns. They want something big and extra. So not a lot of Leos probably would agree with me because everybody told them that they need to be superstars. But there is a way that a Leo can get old and lost and very uncomfortable or unhealthy should they be trying so hard to be somebody that nobody's ever been before. So I'm not trying to cut down. I'm cutting down the whole system now. I'm snipping the whole system, sorry. It's like fashion, photography, modeling, skyrocketing sales, money, luxury items, being someone so big and so strong actually doesn't give you anything. it actually cuts your root system in half. And I'm not telling you like how it's done. I'm just letting you know, like, a lot of narcissistic people that are really wanting to be like other people, and they want to like pack their bag full of, I don't know, talents or whatever, or ambition. They forget a very, very simple thing. It's just culture is easy. Life on this planet is piss easy. It's fantastic. Simple living. You don't have to be in kind of like a night of the soul constantly to generate your art or your message. And truly, like, fortunate people definitely do not even have a YouTube account. They don't even have Instagram. They got nothing. They got nobody like that in their life. They're just basically enjoying how life is meant to be. And I know that a lot of people will frown. I know most of people that I've seen for the first 2 or 3 years of my journey as a psychic were seeking stardom. And I get you. I just think that there is a much better way and a much better ecological solution and a roots down solution, or a primitive earthly human solution that I know is not probably the most what am I even saying, like, exactly, it's just not caring enough maybe for that part that wants to walk out there and be a drama queen, basically. So that's what I'm basically seeing for you guys. I don't think that also, so if you really, really wanted to be on a billboard, if you want to be in front of the TV, if you want to shock people with your stilettos and your giant beard or something like that, that's also got something to do with it. It's just there is a certain dis-ease within the normal, simple human things. And as I understand now, like as a healer and a teacher, and my God, it's been a long time coming. There is not really a lot to say anymore. Like, there's not really that much to do. There's not really that much to cook up. There's not that much to get angry or envious about. There's not that many things you have to really innovate. Just trust the fact that life is who it is. And she's not going to be anything else. Like, life is life. Your body, your geometry is exactly what it is. People are exactly who they are, and that's going to solve it. It's going to solve you. But not a lot of people like it. And that's the thing, it's like, maybe it's actually not that messy. I actually have a feeling that with time, we get older and we get wiser, and all of that which you might be looking at and thinking is pain and shame and, like, you know, being a has-been, you know, like, oh, that person was so hot and smart when they were a kid. I was like, all of that, like, eventually starts to rot, basically, and one has a much more wholesome and sensitive view of things. It's just unfortunately that it's unfortunate that we don't see older generation, older people, older society with enough respect and reverence and kindness. And sure, it looks maybe a little bit basic to us, you know, the very hot and cold people of Instagram and other media sites, but it is actually not worthy at the end of the day. If you're looking at this video in like the 2040s, like, thank you. Strange times, yeah, we're facing. Maybe it was all just about being good. And then what these older generations trying to or starting to teach us maybe today is just all about not making those mistakes, not having to learn through those lessons. But it's not about that. It's just like keeping in touch with the nice, normal things, like your home, you know, your trust, your sensibility, your sensitivity, your time. I think not a lot of people really would have a lot of time otherwise with you. And, you know, if some things extend, some other things are cut short. You know, having time, wanting to live on the planet for a longer time, and also wanting to be enjoyable and to enjoy, and leaving all that other stuff that you think is worth a buck or that's worth a thing, and never needing that again. So I'm not necessarily telling you to do a full liver detox. ego, Pluto, ego lives in the liver. Okay, I'm just letting you know that it's very, very important to start over again, as I'm sure a lot of communities and villages will be closing down, and they just will be not really a simple way to get to know certain people. There's going to be a huge segregation society, and certain beings are going to be no longer reachable. And certain things also in the body with time are no longer doable, and also in our minds and our psyche as well. So the reason why I'm still online, I suppose, even though I've already got what I wanted, which is just health, it's just really, really hard to get through to you guys sometimes. Leo has a fixed energy. I have a first house Leo in Peru. I mean, it's very, very hard to feel good without having those climatic experiences or changes. And I do get it, like some people don't feel real unless they have some very extreme phase of life that they just naturally have to have. And that's maybe where it's at. So I do definitely feel that before 2040s, like 2046, some Leos are just going to have some very extreme and egoic times, or they have to see some very, very crazy things happen, just to push them back into youth or into kind of self-association. And I do understand that the feeling of climax or intense sensitivity or sensibility is going to be maybe the only way that a person feels that they've had enough. It's like, you've seen a war. Is that enough? You know? That good? You like that? Was that good enough? So we want to basically stay out of extremes and extreme pleasures, extreme vulnerability, extreme looks, extreme visions, because I think what you're actually after is quite basic. I feel that you are after warmth. And sometimes it doesn't come into your life for a long time unless you're really hungry for the right things. Maybe it is about eating more fruit. Maybe it's about the weather where you are. Maybe it's about taking care of who you are. Maybe it is about moving town or city. Maybe it is about not being nervous about certain things anymore and trying to not have those doubts. And I feel it's like the doubt that's pushing Leo towards a very egoic and emotionalized potential where it probably never really had to be, you know. So that's basically, I feel, the truth about this time for you guys. And sure, there's probably a lot of actors and supermodels and singers and, you know, other courageous people out there. The biggest work, I feel, is your soul and your true purpose and potential, which is where you are enough. You know. So maybe that speaks to you. Maybe that's enough. And I hope that you have a beautiful golden mean reached during this time. Whatever perfection is to you, wherever love is for you, wherever realness is for you, I hope that you will reach it in this time. Bye.